Welcome back to We Needed Roads, and this week we are catching up on everything we didn't have a chance to talk about because of the holidays. So today is a wildly unhinged mix of Christmas classics, comfort rewatches, and some new films at the cinema. So if your watch list has been all over the place recently, this one's for you. Expect hot takes, questionable opinions, and the usual chaos. This is We Needed Roads. Let's get into it. Yes, the holiday season may be well and truly over as we trudge back to our desks in the dim, cold dark of January. Well, I got super depressing real fast. Jose!
No, it's great
tell
when
us-
you talk slowly.
Jose, give us some of that Florida sunshine.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Dr. Nick.
Already just by hearing your voice.
There's no sunshine when she's gone.
No more than that, Luke. Otherwise we have to pay.
I know,
Al Green.
sorry.
And heard he's expensive. Jose, how was your Christmas vacation?
Pretty good. I didn't watch as much as I thought I would. I ended up just kind of being lazy and hanging out with friends, and that was about it. I did watch a few things, which we'll talk about, but that was about it.
Nice. Luke, how was your time off?
Oh, it was wonderful. It was nice not to have to record anything. You know, I pre-recorded everything so I could just relax the whole holiday. I got chocolatey wasted and fat on chicken and loads of Yule logs and food, and it was brilliant. And watch movies, which what we had to talk about. So I had a fantastic time. I wish I could do it again.
Same time next year.
Yeah.
David, toddler Christmas chaos.
Yeah, it was good, man, because I got to do all like the Santa stuff. Like I put out cookies and milk and like Santa footprints from the door to the tree, which she started eating. Yeah, man, it was really good, man. It was proper like starting to lay the seeds of the magic of Santa.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I just watched all the films. Yes, my letterbox informed me that I watched more films in the last 2 weeks of December than at any other time of the year. I was clocking 2 to 3 a day apparently in over the Christmas
Wow.
week. So, how did these Christmas classics stack up, and did any new Christmas films make an impression? And obviously, what did I see at the cinema? We're going to get into all of that, but with no spoilers in this one, because we're going to talk about a hell of a lot of things. So we're not going to do our usual in-depth super dive. We're just going to talk about what we saw and like recommend stuff to each other. And first up, David, your all-time favourite Christmas film that I had never seen till this very most recent Christmas Day morning, and that was A Muppet Christmas Carol. And Tiny Tim, who did not die.
It is the best adaptation of A Christmas Carol. Like, is the definitive adaptation. Like, I dare anyone to name a better adaptation of that book, of Charles Dickenson's classic, Charles Dickens classic.
Dickinson.
Is it Charles Dickinson? Because Charles
No,
Dickens.
it's not.
I don't know why I came out Charles Dickinson. Charles
All
Dickens.
I had was Charles Chickens then.
Yeah, Charles Chickens.
I had
That's
Charles
his
Chickens.
cousin.
Hell, I can't get words straight. It's the best. What I'm saying is, I dare you to name a better version because it's not out there.
There is a new version coming out actually at the end of this year, isn't there?
Ty West.
Which seems Ty West of Maxine, Pearl, and X fame is doing a more horror tinged version, and he's got Johnny Depp in it.
I'd be up
I
for
think
that.
Johnny Depp is playing Ebenezer Scrooge.
You had me. Johnny Depp.
Sir Ian McKellen, by the looks of things, might be playing Marley. And you're just looking at this cast going, oh shit, this is a hell of a cast you got together. And it's going to be dark and twisted. So you might like it more, David.
It's Marley
Unless they
and
start singing.
Marley. Woo!
It's Marley and Marley.
Woo!
No cheeses for us. Reese's.
So, Luke, why do you love Muppet's Christmas Carol as well?
Same as David. It is the quintessential best version of A Christmas Carol. You know, it's faithful, it's funny, and let's be honest, you get any sort of film where you put Muppets in it and it's better. You know, I think it actually started the trend of like take any movie, replace all the characters with Muppets with one human character. What movie would that be? You know, and I've heard some great ones. Because it just works because you've got, you know, the main actress his name escapes me right now.
Michael Caine.
Yeah.
Michael Caine.
Sir Michael Caine.
Sir Michael Caine, sorry. He is playing it so straight that we know they're Muppets, but he's playing them like they're not, like it's normal, and that's what makes it so good. But I do disagree with David. I agree that it's the best version of Christmas Carol, but second to it for me is the Disney's A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. I think that one's pretty faithful as well. I know it's a bit Uncanny Valley. It's not the best. The best is Muppets, but one of my favourites is
I have seen it. I didn't like it as much just because it's not the Muppets version.
I like it because it's darker, because it's a lot more darker and more faithful to the book.
Yeah.
But yeah, Muppets is better.
I wonder if in Ty West's version he's going to have anyone getting axe murdered. He does like a good axe murder, doesn't he?
You're doomed, Neil.
Scrooge being like, I'm a star.
Oh, she's deaf. Come on, it's a Victorian film. How can they not have Mia Goth in it? She looks like she's got to be in it. Yeah.
Just do a normal voice as well, maybe. As well for
Neil, which version did you watch? Did you watch the extended version with the taken out song, or did you watch the original theatre version?
I
Because there's
don't
two versions.
know.
I didn't realise that song was only added like not that long ago.
Yeah. It was
What song was added?
The song with Scrooge when he's a teenager. Yeah, when love is found, where he's not a teenager, he's like in his 20s.
Yeah, I think that was in it.
Yeah, with his.
They're in a park. He's like,
yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
It was taken out because they thought kids didn't like it or something, wasn't it? Like,
because it's two adults. There's no Muppets.
But it's like a perfect bookend.
Get the Muppets back on the screen.
So when love is lost is that one, right?
Yeah.
When love is lost, and when love is found is at the end, and it's like creates like a perfect bookend to the film. Those two songs.
It's the only version of it I can watch now. Now I know it exists. It's the only version I like to watch because, like, again, it works.
And there are two other songs that aren't in it that you can listen to on the like Spotify, or the CD of it. One is by and his. I've got all the Muppets' names. I can't remember.
Bunsen and Burner.
Yeah. One's by them two, and one is by the headmaster in the school.
Oh, yeah, I know about. It is the American way.
Yeah.
It is the British way.
I've listened to them, and they're both all right, but I can see why they got cut.
Is it bad to admit that I haven't seen this past my 20s? So
so you have seen it. You have seen it.
I've seen it, but it's as a child, and I
thought that was going to be much darker then, and David and Luke were going to axe murder you to death.
No, I'm like, what? I don't even remember any of this.
Oh, Jose, you got to rewatch it. It's so good.
I have until the end of January when it still counts as Christmas time.
No, that's absolutely wrong. I don't believe that's true at all.
The Christmas tree in New York is still up for at least 2 weeks after New Year's.
Yeah.
So
one word, Jose. America.
Jose, you're doomed, Jose. Doomed for all time.
Okay, I'm glad that was appropriate.
Where do you think we were going?
Let's not go there.
Right after that, I watched Home Alone,
Classic.
which I hadn't seen for a few years.
Classic.
And now, did anyone see the Saturday Night Live sketch with Ariana Grande playing Kevin?
That was insane.
That suddenly develops into a slasher film, and there's like all the traps go wrong and just start murdering her whole family. It was hilarious. It was also very bloody for Saturday Night Live. And but yeah, the funniest thing that made me think of in conjunction with the film was, how absolutely fucked off would the mum be after going cross country for a couple of days in the back of a van to get there, and then like a minute later, everyone else, we just got the later flight. I'm surprised you didn't just beat them all to death.
The dad, if you went after I've watched it before, with the dad's actually a right dick in it. Like he's like, after all the wife's been through, like the proper stress of it all, he's just like dismisses her, like, we got the flight that you didn't want to wait for. Like he
doesn't know. Like he doesn't know about John Candy and the polka.
John Candy, the Polka King.
Dude, that's such a great cameo.
He wasn't meant to be in it. I think he was a last-minute addition to that film.
Filmed one full day.
Had Planes and Trains and Automobiles come out before Home Alone, or the other way around?
Yeah,
I think
it had.
No,
did.
It was in the 80s for sure.
Planes, Trains. Okay, so they obviously thought, hey, remember that thing you did in there? Let's get you do it again in a smaller guest role. I had a few questions after watching this again, and it's just like the adult of me going, but that doesn't make sense. So why does Old Man Marley, after saving Kevin, not stay with him until the next day, or go, hey, come around my house, and don't stay by yourself in the house. I mean, I missed it happen because I've seen it before, so I wasn't paying 100% attention to it. And I posted this on Twitter, and someone was like, yeah, it wasn't at his house, it was at a neighbour's house. I was like, oh, whoops, missed that one. But still, why would he leave him alone?
Doesn't he run away
It's
from
called
him?
movies.
No, that's before, because they have the heart-to-heart in the church, where they realises he's not gonna kill him.
Oh,
And he's
That's
like,
a
oh
good
yeah, I
point,
come here
actually.
to see my granddaughter sing because I don't speak to my son. And then 8-year-old Kevin gives him family advice. And then he comes in with a snow shovel, twats them, and saves the day. So I was like, why? But why would you leave him by himself after you've done that? No matter what house he was in. It's just bad logic. Although I suppose it would have been funny if they were walking like old man Marley's just sat there with the spade looking crazy as they walk in. No, Kevin, boom, 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 and they will shoot him. No, that'd be terrible.
Talking about SNL, jeez.
Yeah, it's in there now. Do you, I mean, just on that briefly, did you ever see the Wes Anderson piss take they did? A Wes Anderson horror film called The Midnight Coterie of Sinister Intruders. And they got Alec Baldwin to narrate it, so it sounded just like and it was just, oh my God, there are murderers outside. No, you may not come in. And they're writing it in hand. I will send you the link. It is hilarious. And the impressions are so good in it as well.
If anything, I think Ariana Grande is actually becoming my favorite current host of SNL because the skits they do with her are pretty good.
And they don't just rely on her singing as well, which is good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think you find a lot of these singer actor combo people are generally really good because they're used to doing live stuff. So live TV is not as much of a stretch for them. Sometimes you get these amazing actors on there and they die and they are terrible. Robert De Niro is one of the worst I've ever seen on Saturday Night Live. He was so bad because he just couldn't keep up with the pace of it.
If I wanted the what's my motivation?
I've never seen a single episode of Saturday Night Live, and I don't really,
What?
and I don't really intend to either.
I mean, I've tried.
Do you know what the thing was with Marie, where she liked something too much? I feel like you like Saturday Night Live, Neil, too much, and it makes me not want to watch it.
I've seen clips. I've never seen a whole episode. I've seen the best bits.
This is why it's never succeeded in the UK, and why it's always succeeded in the States. Is there are so many different types of comedy in the one show, and so you wouldn't say there is one episode that you love from start to finish. You'll be like, oh, that was boring. That
You're
was
being
great.
kind.
Oh,
Neil.
that was
There's
brilliant.
always so many skits, and only a handful ever hit really each
exactly.
episode.
Yeah. And then what saved them was the Lonely Island and all that kind of stuff, because then social media. We can just bung each clip up online and the good stuff. I mean, there's a brilliant Melissa McCarthy Christmas clip out there at the minute. It's really you've seen it, haven't you, Jose?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's really sad Christmas music. She's an old lady across the thing, and this young boy goes and shoves the driveway, and she waves out the window to him. And then the next day, this punk kid walks past and knocks over his snowman, and you see her staring evilly at him through the window. And the next day, the little kid opens the window, and you think, oh, is she going to repair the snowman or something like that? No, the kid is in his pants, tied up on the floor, gagged next to a pile of snowballs she's made with a little letter saying "for you," and the kid's no, and just pushes the curtains. And
then it doesn't stop from there. It just gets crazier.
Escalates. I mean, there are hookers. There's a gun. It gets dark, but it's hilarious.
A Couple of Beers is probably one of the best skits I've seen in a long time with Shane Gillis.
Oh, that was really good. Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. It's different. What I like is everyone sort of says, "Oh, they're too left or they're too right." No, they take the piss out of everyone.
Yeah.
Also, the music. I just like the fact they give bands you've never heard, and they go by genre. They go, right, country band, pop singer. We should probably get back to the podcast because I've gone off on a massive tangent.
Where did you even get there from Home Alone?
From Home Alone. It was from Home Alone. My last thing on Home Alone was, did anyone else think that him being left alone really wasn't that big a deal? They didn't really do enough to make him out to be a completely useless idiot. They could have had him almost burn something down or something. Because I was watching it going, he hasn't done enough to be just seen as that incompetent, really.
Not that big a deal to leave your... How old is he? 8?
He was
8,
under...
9.
Yeah, he was under
So
10
not
years
that
old.
big a deal to you leave your 8-year-old alone at home whilst you're in a different country.
Yeah, I mean...
Okay. I mean,
that's pretty bad.
I hope you don't have kids anytime soon, Neil.
They forgot him.
And the whole point of the movie is a redemption for Kevin, because he feels like he's supposed to be independent and wants to do his own thing, but then he realizes just how much he loves his family, a la Christmas movie, So it's it's not about just leaving your kid by himself and him surviving. it's about him appreciating his family at the end.
Well,
But why?
his
They were
mom.
still knobs.
That's-
they were all like,
Were they?
you had like one brief scene right at the very end, like, oh, was it with Buzz walks in? He's like, yeah, nice job not burning the place down or something. He's like, okay, that's his character arc. He's still a knob. He just did something not, Moving on from people who I didn't think were knobs, and they're just the best people all over. I watched It's a Wonderful Life again in the cinema,
Me too.
and it is one of the most darkest, saddest, emotionally distraught films of all time. And when I went to see it, I had 4 teenage boys come in and sit 2 rows in front of me. And I was like, no, you guys are going to fucking ruin it. They had loads of snacks. They were on their phones constantly before it started. And they were just really fucking loud. And I was just like, they are just going to like not get it, man. They're just going to laugh the whole way through it. It's going to... And like you could see everyone around just like kind of tensed up. And I was like, oh no, these guys are going to be a fucking problem. And I'm happy to report the magic of that movie. It was a Christmas miracle. They didn't look at their phone. They even stopped eating their loud snacks in the quiet places and waited for it to be louder again, which is just perfect cinema etiquette, which, that's high level cinema etiquette, And yeah, no talking, no checking their phones, just 4 young guys out to see a classic film at Christmas. And then one of their mums picked them up afterwards as I was walking out. And I was like, a Christmas miracle.
I tried watching it. Oh yeah. I have watched. I tried watching it over Christmas as well, but I put it on at like 4 a.m. when I couldn't get to sleep, and then it helped me get to sleep. But so
not the answer I'm looking for, Luke.
I watched it twice.
Yay!
During the holiday period.
And you released an episode on it as well, I believe.
I did. For Christmas Day, I did a "It's a Wonderful Life" episode. I actually do mention you in the review, Neil, and actually do mention that you went to cinema to watch it with some young kids in the audience, and how that you were surprised. The synergy. So I even mentioned that, but yeah, I love this movie. I do. Like, yes, I know the ending is a bit depressive, and it is a long movie, but
it's not really. It's just under 2 hours.
Well, in a way, no, it isn't, because the way it's shot and you that engrossed in the story, those 2 hours fly by. But I'm going to say something that I hate saying, and I said it in the review, but I feel like it's needed to be said. They don't make them like they used to anymore. The way this movie is shot and made, nothing's wasted. Every shot is purposeful. Every time that they zoom in or you see something, nothing's wasted. There's no, because it was all done on film. You couldn't waste time, so it was like everything was crucial. And the acting is just brilliant by all the actors, and you just hate Potter. You love George, you love his family, you care about him as much as the town cares about him. And then when the depressing side comes, you get depressed because you're like, oh my God, no, he's the best guy in the world, and now he's sad. So all hope is gone from the world. And then Clarence comes, and I'm just, oh my God, and I'm just crying my eyes out. I'm like, this is so good. I love this film.
I mean, I was going to say, it's so funny that It's a Wonderful Life, absolutely, the reason it becomes such a popular Christmas film, and you know this, Lee, it was because it failed when it came out.
Yeah.
And so the rights to it expired, and then every TV network in the States just chucked it on TV because it was free. And then it became...
because it was free, and this is what I love, I even mentioned in the podcast, the show became free for anybody to take it on. Nobody has ever decided to remake it. Everybody agrees how good it is, right? All they've done is colorized versions of it, which I've never... I'd love to give it a go, because I've heard that the latest one from 2012 is the best version, apparently. But I just want to watch it to see how it differs, does it still hold the emotional weight if it's in color. But yeah, it just goes to show that even though this movie's free, everybody agreed how good it is. Let's not touch it again. Yeah, I wish that was the same for like Back to the Future, because if that became free use, everybody would rinse the crap out of it. So I like that. I like how everybody is in agreement of like, no, let's leave this one alone. This one, we don't need to go back.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Back to the Future, actually, because the whole bit where you see the version of Bedford Falls, which becomes Potterstown, that is literally what happens with Marty in Back to the Future Part 2 when he goes back, and it suddenly is Biff's pleasure paradise, and you can trace it back to probably that kind of alternate reality where everything's really shit from It's a Wonderful Life.
Mm.
It's always really annoyed me, and you again, I'm sure you've read this book as well, Luke. The Red Dwarf original book, Infinity Welcomes Careful Drivers, and there's Dave Lister's favourite film is It's a Wonderful Life. So when he gets hooked up into this like addictive computer game that's like VR, he goes and lives in Bedford Falls. And then I believe Rimmer turns up in a gas tanker and blows up half the town. Again, BBC budget, they've never done. That is one thing I would love to be rebooted with loads of money, is Red Dwarf. That is what I'm crying out for. Give it a Netflix or Disney budget behind it and get a young cast in. You can still have the old guys in it, but that isn't as sacred to me because they did it for so long and it started off really cheesy and funny. Then they tried to be a bit more serious and it didn't work. And then they kept going for the nostalgia thing now. And I'm like, guys, just hit the reset button because BBC never had the money or the budget to make what those books had in them. The scale and the awesomeness of it, it's just never been done on TV. So do it. Just do it. I bring them all back and just give them cameos. It's fine. But yeah, also on Gremlins. Luke, why do you hate Gremlins?
Hey,
There it is. Dave's got it. Yes.
Well, okay. After I sat back and listened to our review for Christmas, the things that we watched, I felt like I was a bit mean on Gremlins. I don't hate it. It's not my favorite. So I will backtrace a bit there. I did watch it again during Christmas time because it was on. And like I said, it does have its moments. You know, I like the moments where it gets a bit darker. I like the moments where, you know, the Gremlins are actually being Gremlins. I mean,
Mrs. Deagle is definitely dead. They definitely murdered her.
Yeah, she's gone. There's no that she's gone. And like, what things with me, and I said this earlier, is the fact of I've been ruined with Gremlins because I've watched Critters, because I've seen what you could do with that idea and concept. I wish they did that with Gremlins, like where they made it. I know it's meant to be like a funny slapstick thing, but like I would love a bit more gore. So when like the teacher gets killed, you actually see the teacher get his, you know, because in all fairness, he really bullies and tortures that one Mogwai. So it makes sense. I want to see the Mogwai as the Gremlin get revenge. I want to see a bit more gore, you know. But yeah, I think it's just little things like that.
You know the original version of it was a lot darker. The Gremlins were killing people left,
Yeah.
right, and centre, and that they originally wanted the Gremlins to sever Billy's mum's head, and when he like comes in through the door, they chuck a head at him.
See,
Which
that's
anyway,
funny.
the dog gets killed.
Yeah,
Like
No,
they kill the
Don't
dog.
kill the dog, but
But I get what you mean with Critters, but I just don't think it's a patch on Gremlins because I think I've seen Critters once or twice. I get what you mean in that it takes it to the next level and it makes
Yeah.
it like bloodier and more violent and kamikaze-ish. But
it's funny because I think Gremlins 2 is a better movie because it's goofy, because they
Oh, yeah.
realized what they were trying to do and they just went with it and had more fun, and then so the audience had more fun and you had more time with the Gremlins being Gremlins. Yeah, there are a few things that also sort of bother me with that movie. Is the fact of when they're all in the pub, the one big rule is you can't get them wet, but they're throwing beer at each other
and they're drinking it. They says don't drink. Oh, and yeah, I mean, okay, yeah. We went over this. I think. Do you know what? I think I guessed it with Sean from Review It Yourself.
Yeah,
And we did Gremlins, and I said, as much as I love it, yeah, the plot holes in it. You can't get Gremlins wet. They're running around outside in snow. What is snow
Yeah.
if not like
Water.
they're leaving footprints in it? They're literally drinking in the bar. Like they break the film breaks all its home rules it sets out. And if you want to get into the whole, well, what time? Just changing the clock for the feeding them after midnight thing. And it's just like, yeah. What if they was like traveling over, timelines and all that? People said, but it's still brilliant, man. And like the bit where like Spike gets melting at the end, that's out of Evil Dead, man. That's like full on.
That's a screensaver right there.
It's definitely
It's
not.
a thumbnail.
Now, in between all the Christmas fun, I snuck in a non-Christmas film, but also another classic. And that was my dad had started watching Jaws on TV one night. And then he dozed off and I was like, he goes, oh yeah, I want to watch the rest of it. I was like, well, Dad, I handily have the 50th anniversary 4K special re-edition here. And he was like watching it on some standard def. I was like, look, just watch it. And he's just go to the David's getting a new TV, he mentioned. So he's going to become a 4 guy, physical media guy. I'm going to help him on his journey to bankrupt him.
Yeah, it's costing so much money. Oh, it's so much money.
So much money. But we went back to Jaws and oh my God. I did see it in the cinema because for its 50th anniversary re-release last year. But just again, it's so good. So my favorite things I pulled up from it again, Robert Shaw, the Indianapolis story, where he's saying, that many men went in the water, sharks got him. That one. He was so drunk the day they originally shot that scene that Spielberg cancelled the filming and sent him home because he was just too pissed drunk to do the work. And the next day he come in, still drunk, but not as drunk, and they got through it and did it. And because you're watching that scene and like, is Dreyfuss drunk as well? Because if not, that's amazing acting. Because sure, absolutely, he's fucking ratted off his face in it. But Dreyfuss looks drunk in it as well as you're watching it. Also, you've got to talk the music. I mean, come on, John Williams' iconic Jaws score. But not just that. The way it starts, and I remember learning this at film school, they were like, do you know why the music is so effective, why it works so well? That initial dun, dun, the gap between the notes is the average human heartbeat. So as it speeds up, you get tenser. I mean, that is some like next level thinking in terms of sound design, right? And so that's why you're getting more tense as the music speeds up. Also, Spielberg had an absolute nightmare filming it. He thought it was such a nightmare to make that he went to Hawaii on holiday and just turned off all his didn't answer the phone and just didn't want to know how well it did the opening weekend because he thought it was going to be a massive bomb at the time. Because he was like, I think they were the most expensive film ever over budget. And he just kept filming and filming and filming. And the studio didn't have any confidence in him either at this point. So they brought in the mother cutter, the editor, Verna Fields, who was like this tough old lady who, like, if the studios had a film that they were in trouble, they sent her in to, like, fix it. But I'm fairly certain that a lot of those decisions in where you're like, everyone credits Spielberg for some of the brilliance of it. It was in the edit where the editor saved it because she was just like, no, that looks terrible. Don't use that. Just we'll create it with cutaways and build the tension with the music. Hey, John, do some music. And, and that's what you end up getting, like one of the best. But having said that, on Spielberg's side of things, the direction, some of the shot choices you see, and like you were saying, Luke, older films, when it's on film, it's planned out better. You just have to do it better. There's one shot from the top of a crow's nest in the boat. Now that'd like be CGI. We're not going to health and safety. We can't send someone up there with a camera. There's a dude up there with a camera to get one shot from Robert Shaw's POV of Dreyfuss on a boat. Like,
actually, I'd like to interject because I know a little bit of trivia here.
Ooh,
a lot of the shots of just like moments on the boat were taken because of Robert Shaw being unavailable. And so they're like, well, we got to do something while we're out here. So they actually filmed a lot of establishing shots, a lot of B-roll because of the fact that the shark wasn't working or he was drunk. And so that's why you have such a nice pace to everything. And like everything's so well kind of shown off.
I mean, I wanted to see that play. There was a play, isn't there, in the UK called The Shark Doesn't Work or something?
Yes.
And I haven't seen it. I wanted to see it. And it has still one of the greatest jump scares of all time, the head in the porthole. Even if you know it's coming up, it still gets you every single time. And I don't know why. We should have to analyse that sometime. I got one thing I didn't like about it, though, and it seems strange to say. It's the music. You forget how long they're actually out at sea with Jaws. It seems like I'm thinking like time of the film is like a day and a night. It seems so long when you're watching it, and like you said, Jose, they cut to all these like nice shots of like the scenery, but the music is all over the place in that scene. It's way too upbeat and happy for what's going on. You're like, they're like, get him, yeah, we've got him. Like, get the barrels, and it's like jaunty, happy, upbeat music. It's like that doesn't fit at all. It should be like dun dun dun, It should be more heavy. So I of course, that never stuck out into me until this most recent rewatch. I was like, that music doesn't fit at all there. So yeah, next time you watch Jaws, when you get to the end bit where everyone's on the boat, and you're like, oh yeah, Neil was right, or Neil was wrong. Fuck that guy. One of those. Now, a modern Christmas classic, The Holdovers. Who's seen The Holdovers?
Brilliant.
Yes, David. Boo.
It's solid.
It's incredible. I mean,
despite being set at Christmas and Christmas break being like the main driving point of the plot, it doesn't feel like a traditional Christmas film, I suppose. I mean, the guy Alexander Payne, who the director is, if you've seen his previous films like Rushmore, Sideways, his are more kind of dramas tinged with melancholic comedy. They're very they're not what I call a comedy drama, because it's probably like 80% drama, 20% comedy.
Yeah.
And it's quite downbeat and wryly funny as opposed to out funny. But I mean,
like
what
a
a
Wes
debut!
Anderson movie about being Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly that. I was watching it and I was like, Dominic Sessa, what a debut here, young sir.
Yeah.
That was his first film.
That was his first?
First film. I think he was 21 when he did
Wow.
that.
Now he's in a terrible Christmas movie.
That's literally my next thing. Because I watched The Holder, I was like, well, Dominic Sessa, what a start. What a really good career. I thought you know what, Marvel, if you were going to do a young Doctor Doom, there's your guy. I think he'd be perfect. If they were going younger for the casting, I'd totally see it. So, you know, if you wanted to like sign up his life for 10 years and do it, then there you go. Not like Robert Downey Jr.
He's got the
but
time.
Anyway, he's got the time. He probably needs the money. So yeah, I did a Dominic Sessa double bill. I watched The Holdovers Christmas Eve. And then I thought, I was flicking around and I was like, wait a minute. Oh, what fun. This is Amazon Prime's big Christmas movie. Look at the cast. You've got Michelle Pfeiffer, Felicity Jones, Jason Schwartzman, Chloe Grace Moritz, and Dominic Sessa. And it was fucking terrible. So the basic plot of this is, has anyone else seen it?
No, just the trailer.
I'm saving so much of your time. I'm not going to spoil the whole thing, but Pfeiffer plays Claire, a mum who feels undervalued by her family every Christmas. And then when all her family come to stay and visit, they forget to take her to a dance show that she bought tickets for the grandkids. And they all get in their cars and they drive off and they leave her home alone.
Okay.
She gets in her car and just drives off and leaves them. Why does no one at any point call her? This film is set in the modern day. The family come back home and they were like, oh yeah, she's not here. Oh yeah, she's probably really angry. Okay, call her. She's a grandmother, for fuck's sake, in this film. Like, or even someone could look at a tracking app. Like, I'm sure people's grandparents have tracking apps now. You go, yeah, here's your phone, granddad. Here's your phone, grandma. Yeah, and now we can see where you are. You know, there's nothing like that in there. They just leave her and they like carry on the family. They get back and like, and then the idea is supposed to be, oh, the family realise that they're really shit at everything without her helping. But they're just carrying on like she didn't exist or like she's dead. They're like, and then she just goes off and like kind of gets into all crap scrapes. And then, oh, what makes it even worse? The worst corporate piece of shit in a film I've ever seen. Well, one of them. She finds the last room at her hotel and she has to share it with someone else. That woman is Ads, Danielle Brooks from Peacemaker, who is a delivery driver. Luckily, she isn't wearing her Amazon shirt, but she might as fucking well be.
Oh,
and she's like, oh, I'm sorry you're away for the holidays. Oh, no, I love being a delivery driver. I get to travel here. I get to do this. It's a great life. And you're like, oh, fuck off, Amazon. Seriously, I got so angry watching that
by the
scene.
way, I got USB stick. They didn't need it for War of the Worlds.
It was just, And look, I get the point the film's trying to make, right? It's about a mum who feels undervalued at Christmas, and I'm sure there's a large amount of mums who feel that way, but her breaking point isn't extreme enough. Like, I was expecting Chevy Chase in National Lampoon's Vacation, but for a mum at Christmas. That's what this film needed to be. And do you know what? There is a great film about a mum having a Christmas meltdown waiting to be made, probably starring Jennifer Lawrence or Rose Byrne, because I could just see either of them two absolutely nailing that type of role. But sadly, this isn't it. I mean, again, Marie would be very angry at this if she watched it. There is a token gay character with no character other than she is the token gay character. And this film is just like the worst kind of box ticking exercise. And you're just like, and what Dominic Sessa must have been thinking doing this compared to The Holdovers, an actual Christmas classic.
Money, Neil. He's thinking money.
He probably saw the cast. He was like, oh, wow, Michelle Pfeiffer, it's got to be good.
Yeah, I mean, look at the cast. Right. Felicity Jones not being miserable and giving handjobs. I mean, it's a great change for her from the last couple of films. Please give
context to that. Please give.
She's not giving. But she is giving the handjobs in this, or
no? There are no sad handjobs.
Okay, gotcha.
She's happy about
it. As in one of the films
films
she's done previously. Let's
the
make
Brutalist, not the actress. Yeah, the role, not the actress. Jose. Yeah, thanks for clarifying that. Oh, that's a clip, bad clip. Also, it was directed by Michael Showalter. Who's Michael Showalter? You say? Has anyone seen the brilliant comedy Wet Hot American Summer?
Yeah.
Yes. Like, what happened there? Like, some of the parts did not combine.
It's that director. So I'm looking at the director. I'm looking at the cast. I'm like, and it just rips off every better Christmas film and does it worse.
Do you know what the Rotten Tomatoes rating is right now? I just had
probably
to
higher because it was
of Oh What Fun.
Oh, I don't know.
33%. That's my guess.
35% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Is that the critic review or fan review? Oh, what fun! No, it was not. David.
Yes. What am I?
You took a trip
to
Pandora.
I did take a trip to Pandora. Yes, I'm the only person here that's gone to see, I think, the now most profitable franchise No, not profitable franchise, profitable trilogy of
Hmm.
all time.
But does that make it the best?
It doesn't. No, it's no
It's
Lord of
basically
the
the
Rings,
same
is it?
movie each
But
time.
it's. What do you want? I'm recording here, woman. She's walking now. It's a
Oh, is
Christmas
that-
miracle.
Oh,
Aren't ya?
it's adorable.
All right. Did you enjoy Avatar? Did you enjoy Avatar? She just farted. Okay, you can take that.
Yeah, well, well, there you go.
That's
I
what
mean,
you
there's,
thought.
there's your review.
Off
There's
you
your review,
go.
David.
She farted in 120 frames because those frames were
Did you hear that
necessary.
fart? It was quite a loud one. Okay, so I was the only person that I think in the group that was going to go see it because Neil was all like, "Oh, I don't like Avatar. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, it's not had the cultural impact of like Star Wars or anything like that." And I get it; it hasn't had the cultural impact of Star Wars, but what it does great is it does epic amazingly. And in the cinema, watching Avatar, and you kind of do need to watch it in the cinema for the first time, the epicness of it, the battle sequences, it is really cool. It is goosebumps on your skin level awesome when it happens and when it's done right. And James Cameron does it really fucking well. The only thing with Avatar, especially this one, is it's the exact same fucking film as the second one. It's like it's the exact same film. There's not a lot of rewatchability to it aside from because it doesn't have that cultural impact, but it's still for a first watch in the cinema, it is a pure entertainment. Really, really fun film. And I was of the group that liked it. I was of the group that gave it 4 stars, not the group that gave it like 2.
Wow.
Because it was really opinion splitting.
Would the 4 stars diminish if you watched it at home, even on a large screen?
Yeah. It would. 100%.
Go down to 3.
Being in the cinema and seeing it in the cinema does definitely improve it because you're just there. The music, the scope of it, the just epicness of the battle sequences, and the ending. And what is really good about this one, it's a 3-hour film. It doesn't feel like a 3-hour film. It's really well paced. So you know me, Neil. I like my toilet breaks in the cinema.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I could not think, like, as I was watching it, I was like, oh, I can go for a toilet now because nothing's going to happen. I was like, oh, I can go for a toilet now because nothing's going to happen. There was not a single moment in that film where I felt like nothing was going to happen. That I felt like I was going to miss something important or I was going to miss something.
But you only felt like that. Something important didn't actually happen.
No, it did. There was something that was happening constantly on the screen, which is what was really, it was really well done that way. It was all, but my biggest critic of it is that it was all pointless. But that's kind of a spoiler by telling you that it's pointless.
Well, yeah, he's making 2 more movies.
Wow, are
no,
they
but this
now?
was pointless to the extent that, like, nothing. Literally, from the end of the second film to the end of this film, I'm pretty sure that they're in literally the exact same space. There's one new thing that changed in it, and that's about it. So, but really fucking fun.
I do appreciate you, mate, telling me because I asked you, okay, what did you think? And he was like, I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I'll give it 4 stars. Cinematic experience, all that jazz. But it's more of the same. And if you didn't like the last one, it's more of the same.
Yeah, if you didn't like,
and I was like, so thank you for sparing me 3 hours of blue people flying and swimming
and fighting.
The first one's good though.
I've never gone back to watch. I think I couldn't even be bothered to rewatch the first one before the second one came out. And I had it, and I was like, oh yeah, I've got the Blu-ray on. I've got the 3D Blu-ray.
Yeah, I do. I've got that one as well.
And I was like,
they're good fun. Like, with your cultural impact thing as well, Disney started to pull a lot more of it because it obviously has the IP. It's got a lot more in like its in its parks and stuff. Yeah, and there's really cool rides and stuff. So I think the culture of it is building or being forced upon people. Either way,
I think it's the latter.
Yeah, it's there.
Here,
it's just
Avatar.
not as like it's not
really
Star
cool.
Wars, you know.
One thing I saw at the cinema around the same time, I think this might have been the last film I saw of the year, and Jose gave me so much. It was like, why did you go and see that? And that film was The Housemaid.
No. For the record, I didn't say, why did you go see that? I'm like, you saw that? That's more of what I was like. The Housemaid?
What do you mean by that, Jose?
That is clearly a book meant for women in their
I didn't know it was based on a...
You sexist man.
Pig.
I was in a book club and we were tasked on reading that, and I'm like, this book.
And
is
was you
for
the only
women.
man?
I was the only man in the book club. Yes.
Yeah.
And that
Marie
this
is
book was
spinning
meant for
somewhere.
women. It's
Right,
clearly,
Jose?
yeah.
I didn't know it was based on a book, though.
Okay. And so it wasn't Sydney Sweeney at all either.
Partly, but also Paul Feig. It's directed by Paul Feig. Spy,
No, I get it.
Bridesmaids. And he always piques my interest. I mean, I knew from the trailer this was going to be like a cheesy erotic thriller, and that's exactly what I got. It stars Brandon Hemsworth Skelner, because if you want a budget price Hemsworth lookalike, this is your go-to guy now. He probably costs you half the amount, and he's not. You don't even have to worry about his American accent because he's American.
Doesn't he have brothers for that?
Yeah, but they're not that good. Let's be honest. So yeah, obviously Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried, and it's directed by Paul Feig, as Jose eviscerated me on the best-selling women's book. Apparently, no, it's not. It's just stop gendering books, Jose. Look at Luke nodding his head in disgust at you. But yeah, look, Sydney Sweeney is Millie, the young living housekeeper for the uber-rich family, the Winchesters. The Winchesters. Sadly, not those Winchesters, because again, that would have made it an even better film. Jensen Ankles, Jose. Jensen Ankles. And yeah, the husband's Andrew and the wife's Nina. And of course, all is not as it seems. And this is just campy, overwrought fun. All the cast know how to overact this up to 11. Sydney's like decent, but she gets a really cool scene towards the end where you're like, yeah, like, and people were like literally cheering out loud at this scene she gets towards the end of the film. And it's really, and bearing in mind this is UK cinema, Jose, in Dover of all places, to get that kind of reaction, you're like, oh fuck. So I'm imagining that's getting a bigger reaction in other places.
Yeah.
You know, Seyfried, we all know everything Amanda Seyfried does, she's brilliant. And she's just having a ball playing absolutely crazy in this. And Skelner, like I said, that's who you go to if you want a cheap Hemsworth. But what the film does well is it keeps you on your toes, because with anyone potentially being a psychopath in it, like it's that old-fashioned erotic thriller vibes of something like Wild Things or Fatal Attraction. It's got more than a hint of Gone Girl in it as well. And it's just that kind of mid-budget cheesy thriller we don't get really made anymore. Or if we do, it's straight on streaming and it's not actually in the cinema. So I was kind of glad to actually get to see this in the cinema. I was laughing at all the right places. The needle drops are pretty cool. And the cast and the crew all knew the mission to make good, campy fun. Also, the shagging montages are hilarious. They are just honestly making you laugh because they are so stupid and they're supposed to be stupid. And you're just laughing at it. You're just like, no, that's so dumb. But everyone knows it's dumb. You know, like when everyone's in on the joke, that's what this film is, and that's why I enjoyed it. Jose, what else did you watch over Christmas?
Two things that we can talk about. One, I think...
You can tell me about one now.
All right. Dead Man Wake Up.
You don't get two things, you do one thing.
The Knives Out
Dead Man Wake Up
sequel, trilogy now. Dead Man Wake Up, isn't it?
Anyone going to
correct? Wake Up Dead Man, you mean?
Wake Up Dead Man.
Wake Up Dead Man.
Dead Man, you wake up. Get up.
Wake up, Dead Man.
Sorry, I was looking at my Google search instead of
you don't get a restarter. That's too funny. Sorry.
So Wake Up Dead Man with Daniel Craig as the titular character, Benoit Blanc, Daniel Craig, what?
I'm loving this, Jose.
All right, so there's the guy who's played 007. And so yeah, it's a great mystery. Honestly, when I saw that the movie was over 2 hours long, I'm like, okay, this could be good. And then I got to a point where I accidentally paused to talk to my brother-in-law for something halfway through the movie, and I noticed it was only an hour in, and I'm like, where the heck is this going? Because I thought we were like at least 3/4 of the way through. And so it was honestly just a really good mystery. And then there, I think what the good thing about this movie and this trilogy does, it's not just about the face value of the mystery. It's that there's always stuff around it that comes along with the murders. I admit, I think the original Knives Out is still clearly my favorite, but the two follow-ups to this series have been really good. The character actors I think could have been a little interchanged. I think Andrew Scott was kind of wasted. His character didn't really get used as well as it could have been. Jeremy Renner, you know, I'm like, he could have been anybody. And Glenn Close honestly was probably the standout. Like, she really put on an amazing performance as one of the main characters who gives you a lot of emotion for someone who in the beginning of the film you think okay, she's just a cutout, a caricature of what we think should be in this film.
I really enjoyed it as well. It was the only Knives Out where I actually got it. I figured it out myself without I almost figured it out myself. So I felt really smart as well afterwards, which made me feel good about myself because I'm not a very smart person. So like the second it panned when he's in a coffin and it pans. That's spoilers. But at that moment, anyway, there was a specific moment where I was it clicked for me, and I was like, oh, I know it, because the camera does a certain movement, and it was well, why would the camera do that movement? And that was where I got it. I didn't get some motivation, and I didn't get some bits because I didn't connect the dots. But I would have if I'd have just given time to connect dots, I would have got it all perfectly, and I felt really smart when I did it, and I really enjoyed it. The two sexy Joshes as priests, whoever's idea was to have the sexy Josh priests, fucking nailed it.
The irony of having the original hot priest in it, Andrew Scott, and then underusing him, sadly.
And then that was the only thing. The fact that the side characters were sort of underutilized, underfleshed out, and for a
Kaylee Spaney, I mean, come on, wasted.
And then Mila Kunis, I think, was unnecessary. But I would like to just compliment Josh O'Connor. He did an amazing job with his role. So
I love those sexy Joshes.
It took me a while to recognize him from the other movie he did.
He's done a lot more than one, Jose.
Yes, but we're thinking about one particular one.
Challenges? You know about challenges?
Yeah.
Okay.
Made it so dirty, Jose. So dirty. I was like, perhaps he's talking about La Chimera.
No. I was like, oh, that's two sides of a very, very distant coin. So I couldn't help myself. It was just funny. Go on.
Knives Out rankings. I'd go 1, 3, 2 in that order.
I agree.
I would also agree. Although 1 and 3 for me were quite close.
I've only watched the first Knives Out. I haven't watched 2 or 3. So don't worry, I'll get around to them. But I like the first one.
They've got such a good ensemble. With them all, the ensemble cast is amazing with each one.
I feel like the problem with the second one was it was trying to be too clever with the script, and everyone was expecting it to be clever, and so he felt he had to try and be really clever. And then this time he's just like, no, I'm just going to do my own thing, and it's much better because of that. Now, a film that I saw in the cinema, and it's just come out on VOD, and I wish more people had seen it. It was in the cinema for a short cough, and that is Fackham Hall. This is The Naked Gun by way of Downton Abbey with such a brilliant, mainly British. Well, I say mainly British cast. You think they're all British? They're not. You got a rich family called the Davenports, and that includes Damian Lewis, Catherine Waterston, American, Emma Laird. I'm going to go Laird. I don't think you'd be an actress and have your surname be Laird. And Thomasin McKenzie, the main girl from Jojo Rabbit and Last Night in Soho, who again is brilliant in everything she does. And they play the daughters of this rich family, and they need to be married off to protect their home and fortune. Now, this was co-written by Jimmy Carr, who's this really big British comedian. He also cameos as an inappropriate priest, which, if you've seen the trailer, he really needs to understand his punctuation.
Jimmy who? Who's
Carr.
This?
Jimmy Carr.
Carr what?
Jimmy Carr.
Who's Jimmy Carr?
Okay, so that do you actually know who Jimmy Carr is or not?
I love Jimmy Carr. He's hilarious.
Okay, cool. I didn't know he was in America. I didn't know.
Yeah, how do we know, Jose? We don't know who most of your comedians are.
That is a great impersonation of his laugh.
Yeah, he laughs backwards.
He is so good. He's a big star.
He co-wrote this, like I say.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a big star. He's like a ish star.
I think he's, if anything, definitely a respected comedian for sure.
But yeah, I laughed out loud so much watching this. And there was only 4 other people in the cinema, and I was like, this film would absolutely kill. If it was a big cinema full of as many people as possible who just it's got that same. To be fair, the new Naked Gun that everyone laughed and said, "Oh, it's really good. Actually, it was much better than we was expecting." This is just that, but British and really good. I'll give away one of the jokes. There's a bit where a guy's running and he needs to get a change of clothes, and he runs into a shop that is called Taylor Swift. It's that kind of dumb jokes. It's that, and there's a million jokes a second in it. Now, it's a shame as well, because, not all the jokes land in this type of film, and some of them are pretty cringe, as the kids say. There's an old person who speaks like they're UK street, and you're like, no, that fails every time. doesn't work. No one wants gangster grannies. It's terrible. But the sheer amount of jokes this film fires at the wall, it does make you think of Airplane and films like that, because the ratio is so quick that even if some don't work, you're like, oh, I've forgotten that because this other hilarious thing has happened. There's great sight gags, really good physical comedy. And like I said, it's just a shame this hasn't sunk without trace, because frankly, I thought it was really good. And it should have been seen by a larger audience. Go and see Fackham Hall, people. Go and see it. Pay for it on VOD so people can go, oh, it was really good. Let these people do more. And relax. Luke, you've only just watched for the very first time the Oscar-winning classic, modern Oscar-winning day classic, Everything Everywhere All at Once. It was a day ago. Tell us.
It was brilliant. It was visionary. It did the whole multiverse thing properly. It's like, because everything now has to be multiverse, and like, I'm one of the defenders of the Marvel multiverse because I'm a big comic book fan, so I get what they're doing.
But the Defenders wasn't that good, to be fair, man.
But still, because I know the comic books, I know what they're trying to do. So for my brain's hotwired that way, but for the general audience, they don't know what's going on. It's too much. It's too convoluted. When I watched Everywhere and All at Once, I'm watching them thinking, this is mental. This is wow. Okay. Oh, all right. And then there were rocks, and then there was a raccoon, and then there were sausage fingers, and I'm like, where's this going? What? And I'm just going, and it ends in the middle, but then it doesn't end, and it keeps going. And I'm like, and I'm sitting there, I'm just in my chair. I feel like I'm on acid. I'm just like, what am I seeing? I'm watching it with my parents. My parents come in halfway through, go, oh, what's this movie? I can't explain it to you. Like literally, I don't know.
Yes.
Watch, and they're on their phones, TikTok and all that, and I'm looking at them going, how can you be watching TikTok when she's fighting with sausage fingers?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Man.
I just had a brilliant field day. I was like, you know what? I wish I'd watched this sooner so I could have joined in to when everybody was talking about it. And I'm ashamed it's taken me so long. But for a movie that is from A24, that was done on a budget, but feels so grand in scale. Like, again, I spoke to a friend of mine. I said, Doctor Who wishes it could do this. Like so many other things wish they could do this and do it badly on a bigger budget. And this had a small budget and it did it brilliantly. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I was just...
As someone who's also a big fan, it takes its time with the heart of the story.
Yeah. You get time to know all the characters. You get to know, you understand the story. There's no, even though it's convoluted, you understand what's going on. You understand that the fact of, when she goes over sort of times, multiverses, she's taking their powers, abilities. So one person's like a really good chef, one person's a karate person. And that makes sense. So you're not sitting there going, well, how? Why? You go, oh, I get it. And then they make fun of it. So you have that one guy tries to put that butt plug up his bum. And it's like the fact of, I understand why she's trying to stop him, because he's going to get some superpowers if he does it. Because, and then, and yeah, I'm just sitting there going, I don't know what I'm watching, but I love it. And I need more of it. And this film came out like 2013. I mean, not 2023. And I'm thinking, well, I haven't seen anything like it since. And I'm like, oh God, please, whoever made this, make something else, because I need
the Daniels.
Yeah, I need to see more. And like the Russo brothers had helped produce that movie as well. And I'm thinking, okay, if they did this, what's Doomsday gonna be? Like, maybe I'm putting two and two together. I'm clutching at straws, but I was just sort of like in so much hope of like, oh my God.
If you see that the Daniels are on as exec producers, you're like, yeah, they're directing it, and the Russos aren't.
Yeah.
Also, if you see Captain America with a butt plug, then you definitely know they're. And that's a whole different film.
Yeah. It's like, it's the only way, Tony.
Doctor Strange's like, I've been to 7 million different realities. This is the only way, Tony.
Man.
I'm not doing it. Cat's like, I will do it for freedom.
Well, like you said, where everything's got to be multiverse. This came out when literally everything was multiverse, and I think Multiverse of Madness came out that same year. And it was around the same time.
And we talked about them both.
The difference between the two is like how much better Everything Everywhere All at Once done multiverse over like.
And like, it's not fully English either. I think it's Cantonese for most of it as well. Which again, it doesn't bother me because I watch a lot of like French movies, so I'm fine with that. But I was just like, oh my God, like this is great. This is not. I have to pay attention now because I don't understand the language, so I'm more invested in the story.
I was like that last night. I was watching Sentimental Value, and I forgot that it was almost all in Danish.
Yeah. You know, that's what I love watching foreign films, because you have to pay attention, because if you don't speak the language, you have to pay attention. So you can't look at your phone, right? You get lost. So, but it was great. Honestly, my two favorite bits from that movie, for some unknown reasons, when they were rocks, that was just funny to me.
Yes.
I thought that was great. And then they had the whole thing with like Ratatouille, but it's Rackanui.
Yeah.
The raccoon. And it's like, you've seen too much. And she's like, no. I was like, you know what? I want to see a live action version of Ratatouille now, but like in a more darker tone.
Starring Josh O'Connor as a chef.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was
There
great.
was a skit about that. He hosted Saturday Night Live, and literally in his monologue, he's like, "No, I am not going to be playing the chef in the live version action of Ratatouille." Then they put a picture like side by side of him, and he's like, "Okay, I'll do it. I'm fine. If you want to make it, I'll do it."
That's Jeremy Allen White, man. That's got Jeremy Allen White all over it.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Jeremy White.
he might want to get out of the kitchen, though, to be fair. Right, the next film we're going to talk about, I feel a lot of critics and people had written this off before it was even released with, "Oh, it's just going to be Jack Black and Paul Rudd doing their usual stick." And to a point, that's exactly what this film is. This is the remake. Is it a remake? Is it a requel? Is it a prequel? Is it a sequel? Is it a reboot?
It's a spin-off. I would say a spin-off.
Well,
because it does count as a spin-off.
Spoiler,
actually, technically.
Spoiler, Jose, you can't mention that bit. Can't mention that bit
for reasons. For
reasons. But yeah, who does not love Jack Black being Jack Black, a crazy ball of infectious energy on screen? Do we not love Paul Rudd playing his handsome but stupid role with heart? Yes, we do. And perhaps because I'd lowered my expectations due to some really bad early reviews, I've quite enjoyed Anaconda, much more than I thought I was going to. And the 12 of us in the cinema were really laughing out loud, genuinely, many times throughout. And the basic plot is that best friends Doug and Griff, Black and Rudd, are at a crossroads in their life. Doug is a wedding videographer, I've been there, who just wants to be a proper filmmaker. Oh, still there. And Griff is a background actor who once had a few episodes on a big show. Team them up with slightly underwritten friends, Sandy Newton as Claire and Steve Sands' cameraman Kenny, and Rudd's Griff hits on the idea of them going out to the actual Amazon, in this case, Australia, because that's where it was filmed, to do a remake.
Wow.
Well, I mean, wouldn't more things kill you out there in Australia than actually in the Amazon?
Or in Hawaii,
just saying.
Where they usually film it.
Exactly, to do a remake of Anaconda. The film also stars Ratcatcher from the Suicide Squad, Danielle Melchior, as Anna, a character they get involved with, shall we say, and Brazilian actor Selton Mello's brilliant snakehander Carlos. And look, this film will not win any awards, but I can totally see myself rewatching it for a fun, easy time. And it was actually directed by Tom Gormican. Who's Tom Gormican, you might ask? He did the great and weird, The Unbelievable Weight of Massive Talent buddy movie with Nick Cage and Pedro Pascal.
Oh, man, yeah.
So then you think, wait a minute, now get him to direct Paul Rudd and Jack Black, and that's why this film doesn't suck. You know, he knows when to pull back, he knows when to go forward. That sentence didn't make any sense. Newton is sadly really poorly written I'd say love interest, but not really. There's not like really anything going on there. It's almost like they went, "We need a woman in the cast, you," and that's how she ended up in the film. It was really that bad.
I saw this movie as well, and to me, it sounded like there was maybe 3 scripts that they had, and they pulled parts of each script together to make this film. Because there's just parts that you could see there should have been other lead ups to it. I don't know. It felt like 3 different films being put together, because there was an aspect that there was a Brazilian storyline that probably could have been filled in a little bit better, and then just I felt like, if anything, Paul Rudd and Jack Black are 2 particular character actors, and they're not straight men. And in this movie, there is no straight man to play off of all the humor. And I think that's what, for me, the only thing was really lacking, is there's no balancing of like, hey, this guy's react.
Probably the closest thing the film had to a straight person was Thandie Newton, because she didn't really have much of a character or anything to do in it, sadly. And for Jack Black and Paul Rudd being the stars, Steve Zahn low-key absolutely steals this film. He's like hapless cameraman. He's so fucking funny in this.
He's underrated, honestly. He's an underrated actor in Hollywood. He's brilliant in everything.
All the actors are great, honestly, and they're all comedic geniuses. Thandie Newton honestly did a great job for what she was given. But I think...
Because she wasn't given enough to do a job with, Jose. That's my point.
Yeah.
She was just there.
For
She was
me, it was just that
interchangeable.
everyone was a comedic actor. Even the snake handler, his character was a comedic actor. Or
Yeah,
a
I'm not
comedic.
familiar with the actor, but I feel like he's quite big in Brazil because his name was on some of the posters. I was like, oh,
Oh, I see. But like the thing is usually you need someone to play off of. But it was almost like an improv group when everyone was trying to be funny, and that's really the only thing that for me that kind of actually took away from the film a little bit. If anything, the one scene that you see in the trailer with the hog tied to Jack Black's back, that just cracked me up, even though I knew it was coming. It was just so funny. Yeah, it is one of those you just turn off your brain and enjoy and
yeah,
have
it's
fun
just
with
good, clean fun. For me, it's a perfect definition of a 3-star film.
it. Yes.
How Dave was like, was that a 6 or a 7, Neil?
3-star would be a 5. No, wouldn't it be a 6?
So it's a
Yeah.
6 then.
It's a
So I said
6-star
6.
film. Yeah.
Right, we have one more new film to talk about on this week's episode, and that is one of the big Oscar frontrunners that me and David saw just the other Friday, and that is Marty Supreme. Tiny Tim, who didn't die, latest push for an Oscar. And well, he might just get one this time. Chalamet plays Marty Mauser, America's #1 table tennis player in the 50s, which is the time when the sport is just beginning. And the film is essentially Marty lying and scheming his way to make it to major tournaments around the world that he can't afford to get to. This is Josh Sadifi's first solo film after splitting with his brother Benny, who directed The Smashing Machine earlier in this year, to lesser acclaim. And I think it's safe to say that Josh is going to be the first person to get a bit of silverware on his shelf here. I love the cinematography. I thought the score was fantastic. It gave me that tense feeling of early Scorsese and Paul Thomas Anderson, even maybe a bit of the Coen brothers. There's just a sense of vibrancy and urgency to the film that keeps the pace speeding along the whole way. You're like this watching the whole film. You're like, is it going to slow down? No, it's not going to slow down. It's going to be this pace the whole film. And you're just there going, on the music though, it's kind of funny, right? Because the film is set in the 50s, yet it's this mostly synth score that feels like something out of the 70s or 80s. So technically it doesn't work, but it does. It works really well. And the music's, it's almost like I've decided film set in the 50s, but we want like 80s style synth sports film music. And it just works. And you've got occasional needle drops. I mean, there's like the ending song choice alone is from the 80s and the film's still in the 50s. So you're just like, what's going on? But he makes it work, right? With a supporting cast, you got Odessa Azion. She's brilliant as Marty's not girlfriend Rachel. Yes, she's a serial cheat as well, but you get all that from the trailers. And she's a bit more sympathetic than Marty, but she's still a massive handful and has got her own shit going on. Gwyneth Paltrow is superb in her first major role in quite a while as like an over-the-hill movie star married to a rich guy, and Marty kind of takes an interest in both of them. Her because she's an over-the-hill gorgeous movie star, and her husband because he's rich and got lots of money, which, that might be handy for me to get, The critics' reviews have generally mostly been really positive. A war type. But I've seen quite a few negative reviews of the film who don't like it because Chalamet's character is just such an unrepentant knobhead in the film. David, you're one of those people.
I didn't know that was a thing, that critics were hating on it for that reason.
No, not critics.
Oh, just
critics
people.
generally all love it, but the general audience reviews, yeah.
So I get that it's a good film, and it is really well paced. There's lots of really awesome moments in it. You don't know what's going to happen, but I fucking hated it. I hated every single moment of that 2.5 hours I was there because Timothée Chalamet's character, Marty, what's his name? Marty Mauser is a complete cunt.
Wow.
Maybe stop this. Maybe he's a complete see you next Tuesday. There's nothing redeemable about his character at all. He is a petulant teenager that's from a wealthy family, but he's not either. But he's not. He's 20 something. He's poor, but he acts like that type of character. That's like petulant, proper, like over cocky. There's literally not a single thing redeemable about his character that I can give you. I wanted nothing but bad things to happen to him.
I mean, quite a few bad things happened to him.
I wanted all of the bad things to happen to him. Because when they did happen, he just sort of flipped him off. Or he had a big fuck you trump card the entire time. I hated that. I hated it so much. I just really wanted bad things to happen to him. I just wanted it to end. Because it wasn't enjoyable. It was because there's other films where you've got characters that are awful that you enjoy, and you enjoy them because they're awful characters. Like let me think. Nightcrawler I think, has that sort of character. He's not a good guy, you know. He's a pretty, but it's a really good film, and you really like the character, and you kind of root for him a little bit as well in a negative way. This, I did not root for him in any way. Nothing. Nothing about it made me. Did you root for him, Neil?
No, but I agree with you in that. No, but I thought what I wanted was what the film does in a lot of ways. I mean, without getting into the way the film ends, does he become a big success? Who'd heard of him before the film was being made? So I kind of feel like his character gets what his character deserves. Is a nice way of putting it, shall I say? But on your theory, David, I saw this theory online that someone said, look, the reason Chalamet is so good in this film is because this character is the closest to his own natural arrogance, and his wanting to win an Oscar and be this great actor actually makes Marty the perfect character for him to play, because elements of his performance can just be read as him turning himself up to 11. And that is generally what a lot of the best performances are. With
Chalamet, and this character in particular, I don't know whether it's an issue with me and his star power at the moment. You can see him acting, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel like you don't ever lose yourself in his performance and the character of him. You always see that it's a Chalamet. I can tell that I'm watching his performance and not. It's kind of like Lewis. Like, he's kind of got the same issue for me that Leonardo DiCaprio has. Whereas I always he's an amazing actor. They're both amazing actors, but I always feel like I'm watching a DiCaprio performance.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm not losing myself in the character.
I get that with Catch Me If You Can. Every time I watch it, I'm like, yeah, I know but that's Leo.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I feel I have that same issue with him at the moment, and I think it's more of maybe a star power thing than necessarily but
I think that's what ties into what I was saying, man. Like, they've gone, like, his team has probably sat down with him and gone, right, how do we win you an Oscar?
How desperately he wants an Oscar and how he wants to build a legacy for himself in the movie, like all that jazz. And it was kind of like a bit pretentious and a bit like.
But that's kind of what Marty is, though. He's this guy from New York who wants to be the best in the world, or what he does. And that's kind of what Chalamet is. So that's what I said. There's this theory that I read, and people were just like, yeah, that's why he's so good in it, because he's not really acting that much. He's getting to be himself a bit more. And probably his team sat around and going, which kind of role will give me the chance to just show how great I am and that strive for greatness? Okay, this film, this character. So I kind of can see I kind of agree with that in a little way.
I can see where David's coming from, though, because I just had a bit of a brain fart, really. When Leo was playing himself or playing characters like him, where you can say, okay, that's Leo, he never won an Oscar. But then when he played somebody completely different, i.e. in Revenant, he won the Oscar. So maybe it's that's what they should do, instead of having Chalamet basically be another version of himself,
which is what he's doing.
Yeah. So maybe if he wants to get the Oscar, don't be something we know that you already are. Don't be Chalamet.
Just go up to Canada and just lay down in the mud for about a year.
Who's his biggest rival though this year? I don't think there's a massive birth of really good acting performances.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah,
for Sinners.
I mean, we'll see how.
Technically, it's 3 roles if you think about it. Hamnet, Mesh Girls are probably going to challenge him, I reckon.
But there's not.
And DiCaprio, one battle after another.
Yeah, but even that, you're like, is he? You know what I mean? Like, not. It weren't the best of his performances.
Oh no. But people don't always win for the best of their performances.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like Paul Thomas. It's going to be between Paul Thomas Anderson and Ryan Coogler for Best Director this year, and anyone else wins, I'll just be angry.
Paul Thomas Anderson will win that, I think.
So. I think Sinners is going to get. I think it's going to get like Best Music, Best Script, but that'll be in our Oscars podcast when we talk about that. Yeah. And I believe that rounds us off today on this episode of the We Need a Rose podcast. I'd like to thank my guests here today. Luke, where can people find you on the socials?
You can find me on the socials on X at howdybeans_pod. You can find me on YouTube.
Luke, we don't call it X. No one ever calls it X still.
I know, I don't like it, but I have to be down with the kids, you know.
No.
Is that what the kids
the MAGA kids?
Yeah, no. On the X.
No. No one's ever said that.
You can find me on Twitter as
well. Yay!
At howdybeans_pod. You can also find me on YouTube at the Howdy Beans Podcast. You can find me on Spotify at the Howdy Beans Podcast. And I'm now on TikTok, again, as the Howdy Beans Podcast.
Jose, no pressure. Where can people find you?
My personal Instagram is at a Spanish Joe. My photography Instagram is at Jose Lopez Photos. And my website where you can see my wedding photography is www.jlopezphotos.com.
Go,
Hey,
Jose,
Jose.
there you go for it.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
David, tell us about your inappropriate social media
You can
handles.
find me on the gram, first of all, which isn't inappropriate, which is just at We Needed Roads. And you can find me on Blue Sky, where I will post maybe once a month. But when I post on there, guys, it is pretty hilarious. It is at long.d at bluesky.com. Or
Is
just
that a
Blue
pirate
Sky. Long.d? Is it
nickname?
long.d at Blue Sky?
It's clearly been more than a month since you last posted there.
It's
then, hasn't it?
long.d, I think.
It'll be in the description. It's fine. And if you want more We Needed Roads nonsense, you can find us, well, everywhere. We're on Twitter at Needed Roads. We're on Instagram and TikTok at the We Needed Roads Podcast. And you can follow me personally at Neil_Gregory78 on Instagram and Threads. Very generally, podcast posts, pictures and videos from lots of gigs. We Needed Roads is available on all major podcast platforms. We'd love it if you subscribe to us on YouTube and gave us a follow on Spotify, where you can see the full video episodes as well as hear us. And don't forget, once you've followed, subscribed, let us know what you thought of what we've been watching, and leave us a comment letting us know what you have watched over the holiday season. We've been We Needed Roads, and we'll be back before you can say, and Tiny Tim, who didn't die.
We Needed Roads.